the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We bring you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario, and in tonight's game plan, we'll check in with the one and only phenom of Philippine women's volleyball and ask her a big question here in the game in everyone's minds. Will Alyssa Valdez play in the upcoming PVL?
Then we'll dive into the Phenom's NBA fandom. Let's talk about her favorite players, LeBron James and Luka Doncic. And we'll catch up with PBA import Henry Walker to play a game of NBA Pick'em as we look ahead to the 2022 NBA All-Star Game. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Now, from being the first Filipino volleyball player to play for a foreign team to being the second most followed volleyball player on Instagram in the world. That's right. Alyssa Valdez has worn so many hats both inside and outside the court, recently even being part of a reality show bubble. Tonight, we'll catch up with the one and the only phenom and ask her the big questions. Lai, welcome back to the game.
Hello, Pao. Oh my God, guys. I'm not sure if I can't hear you, pero good evening to everyone po. Hi, Pao and Diego. How are you guys doing?
We're good, Lai. So let's see if
Oh
you can
no.
hear us here. You can't hear us.
No, I cannot hear you, but
Ala,
I can read your lips.
ang,
I think it's a
ang galing
game.
mo naman na nakaka-read ka
Yes.
ng lips. So, as we try to get this fixed, unang-una, Alyssa has been in isolation for a very long time, 11 weeks in a recent bubble. She just recovered from COVID as well. I know, di mo kami marinig, Lai, pero how are you right now recovering?
I really can't hear you guys, but I think I know the question. I'm okay naman, Pao. Is that the right
Yan.
question?
Nice!
I'm
Good
super okay
job!
na. I recovered na from COVID. I tested positive just recently also, and I've been working out also with the team online, of course. So, ayan, yan na yung mga ginagawa ko after after the PBB and after having COVID then. So, yeah, I don't know if that's the right question, Pau.
That
Is that
actually
the
is
right
the right
question?
question.
It's
That is the
actually
right
right.
question. But for now, check your phone, and then what we're going to do is that we're gonna have her come back to this call para maayos na yung
Okay.
usapan natin, okay? Pero unang-una, Jegs, we were joking a bit off the air
Yeah.
na she is now basically expanding her role beyond volleyball. We've seen that in the past, and you just have to feel that her star continues to rise dito sa Pilipinas.
Yep, that's how great Alyssa is. You know, she's not scared to try out different things. She's always down for a new experience and always learning in everything that she does. But you know, she's been always the volleyball player that everyone loves the most. So you know, hopefully, we see her back on the court as well as as
On the
she's
call.
back also here.
Can you hear us
On here.
now? Okay na.
Yes,
Yon!
clear,
Yun.
clear. I'm so sorry for that. I don't know what happened. It's weird.
Okay lang yan, Lai. Basta nakabalik ka. Jegs, ako naman.
Oh, that's all good. So before anything, let's have a quick catch up. You've been in isolation for 11 or maybe more weeks in a reality show. Even before the show, sabi mo nga na bubble is life. Pero, you know, you had no outside interaction in that house. What was the most surprising news na na-discover mo when you got out of that house?
Oh, wow. Actually, we got one news from
Mhm.
the outside world. Yun yung nagkaroon ng Typhoon Odette.
Mm.
So, we were lucky enough to know kung anong nangyayari sa labas, and sobrang bait din ni Kuya and PBB na ginawan din nila ng way para makatulong din kami sa ating mga kababayan. So, yun yung isa sa mga news na feeling ko dapat din talaga naming malaman. Aside from that, siguro when I got out of the house, first news, siguro yung news na part din talaga ako ng top 2 sa
Mhm.
Pinoy Big Brother kasi it's really weird. Hindi ko rin na-expect na aabot din ako hanggang dun sa dulo. So isa sa mga news din na nagulat ako na umabot at talagang may mga nagmamahal at sumuporta din sa atin sa loob ng bahay ni Kuya.
Alam mo, grabe talaga yung suporta sa'yo. And I'm sure you felt the love when you got out, even siguro when you were inside. Actually, one of my favorite moments in the show was the fact that nung ice cream came to the house. Nakita mo
Oh.
yung freezer, tapos naiyak ka ng konti. And it just reminded me how much you miss volleyball, how much you miss your team. And you announced recently na babalik ka sa PVL. But a lot of people are wondering, are there any commitments or anything that might delay that from actually happening? Is there a scenario that you might miss a conference or two dahil sa mga commitments mo?
As of the moment, andito na naman tayo sa sitwasyon talaga na very uncertain na naman yung mga nangyari because of the cases. So, as of now talaga, my commitment is nasa volleyball and nasa Creamline Pool Smashers after parang sinuport din talaga nila ako sa naging journey ko sa PBB. Yan nga, sinabi mo pa na pumasok din sila at sinamahan nila ako sa PBB house, literally and figuratively. And talagang isa yun sa mga naging inspiration ko din para maging mas matatag pa din sa loob ng bahay ni Kuya. And syempre, at na-feel ko talaga ang love ng Creamline family ko. And alam kong pagbalabas ko, lalo na ngayon, talagang ibibigay ko din yung lahat ko para magbigay sa kanila at maibalik sa kanila din yung suporta na binigay sa akin sa loob ng bahay ni Kuya.
Alam mo, Diego, before I let you ask the next question, I just want to remind people na apart from being part of that incredible show, may blossoming singing career na si Alyssa Valdez. Grabe! That is now one of the things to watch out for. Multi-talent talaga. Multi-talented talaga si Alyssa Valdez.
Nagulat ka ba, Pao? Alam mo, nagulat
kasi
ako na na-discover ko yun.
Magpapasample ba tayo dito?
Wag naman. I think people search for that by themselves muna, Jegs.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the PVL now. There has been a lot of player movements in the PVL. We call it the PVL Rigodon. How do you think this is gonna affect the playing field in the upcoming season? And also, for a second question, meron bang magiging changes sa Creamline team niyo, Ate Alyssa?
Oo, grabe si Diego.
Parang siya yung journalist dito no?
You know what? Ang isa lang sa mga sasabi ko sa mga movement ng mga players sa PVL, it's really interesting. And nakaka-excite talagang pumasok sa bagong conference ng PVL dahil nga sa mga movements na ginagawa ng mga teams, ng mga players. And for Creamline naman, I think one of the strength also na babaunan namin papasok ng PVL is that yung pagka-intact namin as a team. So, walang masyadong changes naman na mangyayari sa team namin. And hopefully, maging advantage din namin yon sa pagpasok namin sa first conference. So, Diego, yun lang yung masasagot ko as of the moment din. And talagang I'm very excited and really looking forward sa bagong conference, sa dadating na conference ng PPL.
I'm sure all the fans are excited also to see you, of course.
That's true. Alam mo, Jegs, may tinatago talaga si Alyssa. Hindi lang niya sinasabi. But then, we'll leave it for that at the meantime. Pero syempre, as we mentioned a while ago, we haven't seen you for a very long time. You were in bubble after bubble after bubble. Yeah. Nalala ko first episode of the game. Sabi namin, we were getting you ready for your first ever bubble. And now, here you are, about to enter another one. Syempre, turn of the year, lots of New Year's resolutions, lots of New Year's wishes. May specific wish ka ba in terms of you and volleyball for this particular year?
I think this is my wish every year talaga. It's good health for me, my family, and for everyone talaga. And siguro for me this coming year din talaga, no injuries. Syempre, habang medyo tumataas yung number ng age namin, yun talaga yung isa sa mga lagi naming wish and pinagdadasal, lalo na pag pumapasok yung bagong conference. So, yun siguro, good health and talagang safe na season sa darating na. Kasi mahaba yung mga 3 conferences nga ang inaasahan natin this year. So, talagang dapat healthy tayo, mind and body din talaga.
But the last question was supposed to be, what can we expect for your volleyball return? But then I think we all know the answer to that. Healthier, stronger Alyssa Valdez, mentally, physically, and of course, ready to entertain all the fans. But we're not done with Alyssa Valdez just yet, because after the break, we'll dive into the Phenoms NBA fandom. Let's talk about her
Woo!
favorite players, LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. Hey guys, everyone still watching the game here on Facebook Live. Normally, na-discover namin that during the commercial breaks, on pala yung audio namin. Jex, on yung audio natin. And apparently, may picture na tayo that you can see. Eh, kasama na si Alyssa.
Yeah, hello
Yeah.
guys! Oh,
Oh
nawala
Just
my
like
na.
goodness.
dito, yung mga fans na nanonood, pwede sila magtanong kay Ate Alyssa habang may time pa.
Yeah, go ahead guys.
Alam mo, ano to, I had to remind people, I had to remind our prod that, wait, we have to go on during the commercial break kasi that's the show behind the show that makes it all tick on Facebook Live. Anyway, we'll be back in around 40 seconds to talk about Alyssa Valdez at yung NBA fandom niya. She doesn't know any of the recent news kasi nasa bubble nga siya. So let's just talk about everything that she loves about some of the stars in the game today. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to the game. I'm Paulo de Rosario. Now, we are always a fan of the NBA, and it's not just you or my partner Diego Dario or myself. We also have the one and the only Eliza Valdez joining our fandom. It's time to discuss the Phenom's favorite players in the league. First of all, Eliza, every time I see that video of you, Gretchen, and Luka Doncic, I am jealous to a different degree kasi ibang klase talaga yung star power ni Luka Doncic.
Yes.
And obviously, the heart is there. Can you describe yung meeting na yon, how it felt to actually be near that guy and see him do what he does best?
It was insane talaga. That was my first ever NBA experience. And nasa NBA All-Star pa kami. Ayan, nakikita nyo guys. Tingnan mo, nag-hype pa siya guys. Oh my God. Anyway, that experience was really crazy kasi that's when parang nasa All-Star pa sila pero hindi pa yung sa rookie, mga bata pa sila.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
we really enjoyed that game talaga. Ako, honestly, yun yung isa sa mga na-enjoy ko. Actually, more than the All-Star game. Kasi the young guns talaga are like giving it everything talaga. Super galing talaga nila. And kaya nagulat din ako kay Luka. Parang hindi siya naglalaro I mean, actually, naglalaro siya as bata talaga nun. Pero sobrang galing niya na talaga. When I see him play, it's like so chill. But he can really like do whatever he wants on the court. And, di ba? Diyos ko naman, wag yun naman, di ba? Grabe naman talaga si Luka. Talagang napakabait niya. Isa talaga siya sa mga players na would greet you din talaga pag nakakasalubong or whatever. So, talagang I'm a fan of Luka talaga. Galing
Actually,
niya talaga. I
more,
haven't
more
been
than
able to watch then the recent games, by the way. Kasi wala pa talaga ako napapanood na kahit ano. But yeah.
pero more than anything, Ate Alyssa, ito talaga yung biggest question. Hindi yung
Okay.
sa first body. Actually, meron tayo ditong graphic. Luka Doncic and si Manong, si Kiefer Ravena, i-compare natin sila dito. Sino yung mas pogi? Between Luka Doncic and Kiefer Ravena.
Alam mo, Paolo and Diego, ito lang yung masasabi ko. Kitang-kita naman talaga sa picture. Kahit kayo masasagot nyo kung sino. Diego,
Sino?
sino
Sige,
sagot
ikaw
mo?
na lang.
Sino
Ikaw na lang
sagot mo?
sumagot.
Totoo.
Lai, no,
Ako yung naka-ano ako. Yung naka-black naman ako, syempre.
Yung
Okay,
naka-black.
okay. Alright.
Si
Okay,
Diego pala
sige.
yun.
Back up, Ayon.
Tingnan balik natin. Ano naka-black? Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
keeper Ravenna 1,
Oh.
Luka Doncic 0.
Lumang
Zero.
mga ilang years pa. Wow.
Pero balita ko idol ni Kiefer si Luka. They kind of play the same way.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Parang medyo minomodel ni Kiefer yung game niya with
Yeah.
Luka. Pero
You know what? Speaking of great players right now, syempre, there was a time when Alyssa was growing up in Ateneo, people were saying,
Mhm.
uy, grabe si Alyssa, parang Lebron siya. And and apparently that led to her starting to become a fan of LeBron James.
Yeah.
And first of all, nagulat ka ba when people said that, uy, parang LeBron ka ng Philippine volleyball nung nasa Cleveland pa siya? And then right now, seeing yung longevity niya, athleticism, what's about him that makes him special?
I really admire how he takes care of his parang body, lahat talaga mentally, physically. Grabe yung meron siyang sariling team para lang talagang ma-maintain niya yung performance niya and talagang hindi siya mawala dun sa top game niya. So, yun
Mhm.
talaga yung na-idolize ko talaga kay LeBron James. Talaga, tsaka the way he handles all the things outside of siguro basketball, all the people na talagang may nasasabi din sa kanya, ang galing din niya talaga. So, I think, grabe, parang hindi talaga siya tumatanda. Sobrang grabe yung pag-aalaga niya sa sarili niya. Kaya, as an athlete, yan talaga yung role model na parang you really have to invest on those kind of things. Sa food, sa health mo, physically, mentally, talagang yun yung isa sa mga na-idolize ko talaga sa kanya. Ang galing-galing niyang mag-alaga din na lang.
yes.
Kaya hanggang ngayon, grabe yung performance niya, di ba? Wow,
Of
ako
course.
lang ba?
Just
Pero,
quickly
yeah.
though, just quickly. Paano nag-arise? How did that come up yung comparison? Balita ko mga teammates mo daw nagsasabi na, oh, ikaw yung LeBron dito sa Ateneo. Kwento lang, quick kwento lang. Paano
At parang
nangyari?
alam ko kung sino nagkwento nito. Pero, ah, hindi, honestly, hindi ko rin alam kung bakit. Actually, inaano nila ako kay LeBron, ang dami guys eh. Kay Kevin Durant, ito yung funny story kung bakit kay Kevin Durant din. Kasi daw, lalo na si Ella would say na ang haba-haba doon ng mga fingers ko, parang, di ba si Kevin Durant super long din and tall.
Yeah.
So, lagi niya tinatawag na KD, sila yan. Si Ella, tsaka si Den. Pero yung LeBron, I think, hindi ko rin actually sure kung bakit. Parang meron lang biglang comparison and merong photo na lumabas na parang nakikipaglaro ako kay LeBron. And people actually parang liked it. And parang, yun, parang doon lang din nagsimula. Pero si mga teammates ko, sina Ella talaga, sila din would always say na parang si KD daw ako. Kasi ang haba doon ng mga fingers ko, ng mga kamay ko, ng legs ko. So they would always say that.
Alam mo, Lai, the comparisons right now, especially when it comes to longevity and athleticism, I think you're making all that work, syempre, kasi that was a long time ago in comparison na yan, and still here you are playing at such a high level. Lai, thank you very much for joining us here today. It's always fun having you here on the game. Please never say no to us kasi we
I would
always
never.
enjoy having you here. Ayun,
Thank
thank you
you,
Yes,
very
Ate
I
Lai.
much.
would never. Thank you, Pao and Diego. Stay safe, everyone. See you guys soon.
Thank you, Lai. Now, when we return, we'll catch up with Rainer Shine import Henry Walker to play a game of NBA Pick'em between the potential starters of the upcoming NBA 2022 All-Star Game. Keep it here. You're watching the game. Well, that was Alyssa Valdez. Grabe yung comparison niya. May KD pa pala, Jegs.
KD na, LeBron pa, good talaga.
Oo.
Good conversations.
Hindi, wala pa daw Jordan. Kaya ano to
Okay.
medyo humble pa rin yun. Of course, up
Okay.
next, Henry Walker coming right up, talking a bit about some of the NBA All-Stars that we could expect.
You're watching The Game. I'm Diego Dario. We are almost a month away from the highly anticipated 2022 NBA All Star Game, and the votes just keep on piling for the potential starters in the East and West. Now, not too long ago, we had guest analysts make their pick for both lineups, and to keep the ball rolling, we're bringing in rain or shine import and former NBA player Henry Walker to give us his takes. Henry, welcome to the game, or should I say, Big Hank?
Trying to get Henry
First
on
of
the
all, Henry,
show.
how are you? How are you? And how is the
So
team
man, how you
doing
doing?
currently?
Right, so we're having a bit of trouble with Henry's internet connection, but as we tried and get that fixed a while ago, we actually did get a chance to talk to Henry, and he told us that basically the team is doing better. They're getting closer to coming back onto do group workouts, and it has been a tough time. Actually, galing rin siya sa isang isolation period due to being in
Yep.
close contact, pero sabi nga niya that he is he is not a positive case, just close contact and turned out to be okay. Pero grabe, Jegs, it's still a point of worry in tong pandemya na to that the teams are still trying to find ways to, find get the workouts in a safe way, and the challenge has to be incredible.
Yes, that's for sure. Back when, I was in the PBA during the bubble, before the first bubble, teams would have Zoom workouts online. The trainers would send different kinds of programs for different kinds of players just to, keep in shape that when they are allowed to finally train together, they don't have to really adjust too much when it comes to their conditioning. So the PBA, I think, is doing a great job of trying to get ready and also staying safe in terms of the players and all the PBA staff.
So we now have Henry Walker back on the show. Henry, are you there? We're gonna get him in a bit. So in a moment, we're gonna have Henry pick between the NBA starters that were chosen by Aaron Black and Troy Reika for Meralco Bolts and Northport Batang Pier respectively. Siyempre, iba pa rin yung dating ni Henry Walker kasi he actually played against some of these guys
Yep.
in his NBA career. And it has been a bit of a difficult time trying to get him on, pero yung insight niyan, iba talaga. But I think we can talk about a few of the matchups here right now, Jeg. Siyempre, probably the biggest highlight has to be potentially anyone involving Steph Curry, and of course, there you are, Henry. Do we got you now? Oh no, we're having a bit of a difficult time with Henry over there. But as we mentioned a while ago, anyone who match up with Steph Curry and baka yung makakatapat niya in terms of that position, Jegs, is James Harden. And picking between the two of them, dati MVP candidate si Harden pero wala eh. This year, because of his bad start, he's not the MVP candidate. Pero lately, he's been looking like a Rockets Harden. How do you think he stacks up against Steph Curry?
Well, James Harden is an isolation type player. That's the way they play in the Brooklyn Nets. Steph Curry, though, he's a leader. He's a different kind of a leader when it comes to trying to make everyone better and also doing Steph Curry things. So I think I might go for Stephen Curry here just because they have, the one of the better ways of playing in terms of, moving the ball around and getting open shots. And Steph Curry has just unlimited range, and he changed the way we play basketball right now.
I agree. I think the unlimited range is a fact, and I think that pero syempre, some hardened stands out there would be like, alam mo, just let him get his rhythm, let him get his
Yep.
MVP form again, and that might be a more difficult pick to make, especially kung makita mo sa mga stats nga niya, he does more in terms of rebounding and assists, almost a double-double averaging for the Brooklyn Nets. So let's see what happens there. Yung susunod na showdown, si DeMar DeRozan, probably the biggest highlight reel for the East, especially in later days, in recent days rather, up against Ja Morant. Ako, pipiliin ko sana dapat si Donovan Mitchell dito pero iba yung pinili ni Troy at ni Aaron eh. But with these guys
Donovan
here,
Mitchell for a
Ja
center,
Morant and DeMar DeRozan,
I don't want to
highlight
agree.
machine.
All right, I think right here though, I'd go for John Morant compared to DeMar DeRozan. I'll go for the Gen Z player right here. Although DeMar DeRozan is averaging more when it comes to scoring, rebounds almost the same, but Ja Morant have averaging more assists. Pero Ja Morant is leading his team right now to an incredible run. No one probably figured out that they were going to be probably top four, top five in the West. So I think Ja Morant is really doing a great job of leading his team. Respect to DeMar DeRozan, though, he's also doing a great job with the Chicago Bulls.
A bit of a slump recently for the Chicago Bulls, so we know they can right the ship. Up next, we have probably the biggest highlight, the two biggest names in the East and the West: LeBron James versus Kevin Durant. Boy,
Okay, Pau, I might have you pick between LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
no,
Because
I'm
for
not
me,
doing that. I'll let you do
between
it.
So I think KD is unguardable. He's a walking mismatch. LeBron James has been struggling with the Lakers, but his numbers are still there. But I would go for more wins, so I'd go for Kevin Durant and his unguardable moves at his height.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. I think he is a walking mismatch. Of course, LeBron fans out there, remember Diego Dario is his name on Twitter and on Instagram. Just throw the hate at him. Up next, Raymond Green, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think you're picking between offense and defense, but then with Giannis, boy, MVP candidate. It's a hard pick and hard to not to pick him, Jegs.
Yeah, I'll go for Giannis Antetokounmpo, the former MVP, 28.4 points per game, 11 rebounds and 6 assists, and he's been getting his rhythm. No disrespect to Draymond Green, though, he's one of the catalysts here for Golden State. Every time he's out, they're having a little bit of trouble both on offense and on defense. He's the leader, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is on a different level when it comes to dominating right now, especially with the way they dominated the Golden State Warriors in their previous games.
And of course, the last one, Jokic versus Embiid, the two big men, both of them feeling that they should have a run at individual awards this year. And with numbers like that, who could argue otherwise, Jegs?
Very similar numbers, actually, comparing these two big men. Nikola Jokic, though, doing a better job of playmaking. But I think I'd go for Joel Embiid once again because he's leading his team. They're one of the upper teams here in the East. So Joel Embiid has been playing very well. And I think he's number 3 right now in the MVP race. So Joel Embiid for me.
You know what? I personally would argue for Jokic because I just think that what he does on the floor, he just encompasses all positions. But I understand why you did pick Joel Embiid. And you know what? Again, apologies to everyone expecting Henry Walker. We wanted him on the show. We love his insights. We love talking to him. We'll try to get him on next time. But that will do it for us here tonight, Jex.
And thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Diego Dario.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.